MrBeast is still under fire for the conditions of his reality game show. He's still posting quite consistently on YouTube, getting millions of views, and he hasn't spoken out himself about any of the things that have come out about him and his workplace environment. Rosanna Pansino continues to expose him in videos on her YouTube channel, as she's been speaking with people that have worked for MrBeast or were a part of the reality game show. She's revealing even more in new videos that she's posted, and we're going to get into everything. MrBeast has continued to post as usual despite all that's been reported on him, and honestly the drama surrounding his name doesn't seem to be affecting him, as he's still getting millions of views in just a few hours after posting like he usually does. But behind the scenes, things have been reported about what he's doing, since a lot has been said about him as a boss. Daily Mail reported on Tuesday that MrBeast has unleashed Alec Baldwin's $2,000 per hour super lawyer on a former employee who branded the YouTuber a fraud and a sociopath in online videos, DailyMail.com can reveal. So they're writing about how Alex Spiro has been hired for two things: to carry out this internal investigation into MrBeast's company, and also to try and silence the creator who has been exposing him online. In July, the account Dogpack404 posted a video titled "I work for MrBeast, he's a fraud." And at the beginning of this month, he posted another video titled "I worked for MrBeast, he's a sociopath." These videos bring to light former employee experiences working at MrBeast, accusing him of being a fraud, saying he was rigging his massive cash giveaways and had knowingly hired a registered offender onto his staff. There were other accusations made as well against him, and details of how he's treated participants in videos in the past. But it seems MrBeast is trying to silence Dogpack404 and prevent him from speaking out on him further, as Dogpack404, who also is Dawson, has said that that second video wasn't going to be his last, and that he has even heard MrBeast wouldn't be responding until all the parts were out.
Also, I heard from a very credible source that MrBeast has been sitting on a response to part one because he was worried if he posted it, I would instantly respond with part two, you know, like this is Kids Bop, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Also, I know MrBeast's secret CEO has been practically like harassing my people on, you know, hey, what's in part two? What does he know? So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part three, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious allegations of misconduct in the company and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes. And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former MrBeast employees of very serious allegations. So I just want to put a call to action at the start of this video that, you know, if you have a story, you can DM me. Just make sure you send proof of employment first, because I get a lot of DMs.
But Dogpack404 has received a cease and desist letter from MrBeast's team. Daily Mail obtained the letter and wrote, DailyMail.com understands that Spiro has also fired off cease and desist letters to people the company believes are latching on to the recent problems for clout or clicks. It says Dawson, or Dogpack404, is in violation of his NDA, writing, violations of the social media restriction. When you joined MrBeast as a trial period employee in March of 2024, you voluntarily entered into a binding NDA agreement with MrBeast. That NDA agreement included a social media restriction clause which survives your departure from the company. It provides social media restriction. Employees shall not post anything on social media about the company, Jimmy Donaldson, or the employee's employment with the company. In the same cease and desist letter sent to Dawson, it said, in your videos and posts, you've levied false and defamatory allegations against MrBeast and Jimmy Donaldson. You have no understanding of the inner workings of MrBeast, given that you only spent 3 weeks at the company on a trial basis before you were fired for conduct even you have characterized as inappropriate. You did not make it to the end of your 90-day trial period without repeatedly ignoring your supervisor and then attempting to secretly spend company resources on something you described as a toy. During your brief period at MrBeast, you sought to attribute your inappropriate conduct to programming from being raised with access to an iPad and bad mental health. But there is no excuse for acknowledging the terms of your agreement while simultaneously going out of your way to violate them. On your last day at MrBeast in April, the day you were fired, you pleaded for your job back, insisting MrBeast was a place you wanted to work. You asked for a second chance for your trial period, and you asked to later reapply to the company. You even sought advice on how to be successful if you were to apply to work for MrBeast again in the future. Unlike the narratives you spun to cast yourself as the victim when being terminated for conduct that at a minimum demonstrates a lack of judgment, judgment. Your communicated desire to be a part of MrBeast remained unchanged over the course of that nearly hour-long meeting. That is because the information you were exposed to during your trial period at MrBeast confirmed that it is a great company and a great place to work. Your more recent social media posts occurred at a time when you would have no new information or insight from inside MrBeast. Instead of speaking about the positive experience you had at MrBeast that apparently caused you to desperately want to return to the company, your posts contain misinformation and false statements designed to harm MrBeast and Jimmy Donaldson. And it seemed if the videos were not deleted by August 1st, MrBeast was threatening a lawsuit, as the letter also stated, for the avoidance of doubt because you complain of a lack of clarity in your nearly hour-long recorded termination meeting. MrBeast is prepared to take appropriate legal action against you if you do not cease posting and delete all previous posts about MrBeast, including Jimmy Donaldson and any person currently or formerly affiliated with MrBeast by August 1st, 2024. You were first warned about MrBeast's intentions to seek legal action in a letter dated July 25th, 2024. This is the final warning before MrBeast will have you serve with papers initiating a lawsuit against you. But the videos are still up and it's almost September, so Dawson seems to be standing by his content. It's also been reported that Alex Spiro was also hired to do the internal investigation into the workplace at MrBeast, as he said this would take place following Ava Chris Tyson's departure from the company. MrBeast had tweeted out at the time, "Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and take immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with MrBeast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based on their findings." And Daily Mail wrote on Tuesday, DailyMail.com understands that Spiro, a partner at Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan, is the man entrusted with carrying out an internal audit of the MrBeast empire, which boasts 309 million viewers on YouTube and 103 million on TikTok. The star attorney, whose megabucks clients include Tesla founder Musk, Megan Thee Stallion, and Alec Baldwin, has written to several dozen staffers and ex-employees requesting interviews. His report will determine whether the recent troubles at MrBeast are an indication of a toxic workplace or merely the growing pains of a young business that has expanded exponentially since it was launched 8 years ago by a 16-year-old Donaldson, who is now worth a staggering $700 million. Now, speaking of the workplace, Rosanna Pansino has exposed some new information on the MrBeast workplace in a video she posted entitled "The Real MrBeast Leaked Document," where she read excerpts from an internal employee handbook that she claims MrBeast wrote himself. She says this document has been confirmed by 2 former MrBeast employees as being authentic. It is called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production, and she did include a link to download this and read through the whole thing yourself. And the things included in this document are very interesting and seem just so unprofessional, the language that is used in it. Rosanna read some of this in her video and criticized MrBeast for a lot that was written in here.
This is so hard for me to read because the hypocrisy is so strong. I hate excuses and despise with my entire soul when people just try to save face instead of learn from how they've messed up. Mistakes are okay. Genuinely, they are, and I expect you to make a lot. That's perfectly fine. Every veteran here has cost me $1 million at one point or another, and you can go ask them yourselves if I've ever held it over their heads. I'm sure you never hold it over their heads. I'm sure you never bring it up again. You don't mention it again. You don't write it in an employee handbook.
The topic of firing was also mentioned in this document as well.
I've never, ever, ever once fired someone on the spot for messing up. You have nothing to be afraid of. Own it so we can address how to fix it and then move on. I like that he's boasting about how much self-control he has, that he's never, ever, ever fired someone on the spot for making a mistake. What a great guy. And I have confirmation that instead, he has his mom fire them the next day. Wonderful self-control.
And we get some behind-the-scenes knowledge into how MrBeast thinks when trying to get permission to film videos certain places.
When dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside and you call the local Dollar Tree and the person that answers says, "No, you can't film here," that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if any are fans, or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team, etc. If all the other avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. This is literally so disgusting, because this is putting everyday working people's jobs at stake. If it's a company policy not to film there and you're pressuring them to do so, they could get in trouble.
Interesting that in this document, he does say, never do anything that could make us look bad from a PR perspective, which the entire filming of the first part of his reality game show certainly didn't make him look the best. So despite him writing that he cares about not looking bad from a PR perspective, it certainly didn't happen when filming his Amazon Prime show, or at least the YouTube part that is in connection with the Amazon show. But in this whole employee manual, Rosanna brings up one part where he is talking about this boys club environment that he seems to be fostering.
Age 34, it's okay for the boys to be childish. It's okay for boys to be boys. The boys club is back, and here we are. If talent, he's referring to his best friends, wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard in a video or do something stupid, let them. Parentheses, assuming they know all the risks and aren't missing context on why it's not safe. People like when we are in our natural element of stupidity. Really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots. This just shows the culture that he is intentionally building. He plays favorites, there is a boys club, and they are allowed to do things that other people aren't.
The whole thing is just wild. I mean, it's certainly not helping his case here that this is a good workplace environment, but I'll say that it's alleged that this is what has been given to employees before. Maybe more will come out with this investigation being done on his company, but given that it's being done by the same guy that he's hired to send out cease and desist, I don't know if that's normal, but it doesn't sound right. Like, someone that he's employing is also supposed to judge the workplace environment. Honestly, I don't know about that. But let me know what you guys think about all of it in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.